Welcome back. Glowing Star, today we're diving into the world of British small change to uncover the top 4 most valuable 5 pence and 10 pence coins. Even though these coins may seem ordinary at first glance, certain years, mint marks, and conditions can make them surprisingly valuable to collectors. Let's get started. First up, the United Kingdom 5 new pence coin from 1979. While it may seem like just another pocket piece from the late 20th century, every coin tells a story, and this one carries both historical and collectible significance. In this video, we'll explore the background of the coin, its unique features, its rarity in circulated fine condition, and of course, its current market and auction value in dollars. If you're a collector or simply curious about the treasures hiding in everyday change, stick around, you won't want to miss this. The 5 new pence coin was first introduced in 1968, as Britain prepared for decimalisation, which officially took place in 1971. These coins replaced the old 1 shilling pieces, and they were initially equivalent in value. By 1979, the 5 new pence was already an established part of daily currency, circulating widely throughout the United Kingdom. Minted at the Royal Mint, this coin was part of the second decade of decimal coinage, reflecting a period of major transition in British monetary history. Although millions were struck, each coin serves as a small piece of Britain's modern economic story. The 1979 5 new pence coin was struck in cupronickel, giving it a distinctive silver-grey shine. On the obverse, we see the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This version of the Queen's effigy, with her wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, was used on British coins from 1968 until 1984. On the reverse, designed by Christopher Ironside, is a crowned thistle, Scotland's national emblem, surrounded by the words new pence and the denomination 5. The lettering style and layout reflect the clean, modern look of Britain's early decimal coins, making them visually striking. For collectors, these features highlight the artistry and symbolism that went into everyday coinage. While the 1979 5 new pence is not considered rare in uncirculated or high mintage terms, its condition plays a massive role in collector demand. In fine condition, meaning the coin has circulated but still retains visible detail, it holds modest value. But once a coin is heavily worn, scratched, or tarnished, collectors generally lose interest. However, for those building typesets or collections of circulated examples, even damaged coins may be kept to complete a series. The rarity here does not lie in the mintage numbers, but in finding well-preserved specimens. Coins from the 1970s often saw heavy use, making nicely kept examples far scarcer than worn ones in today's market. A 1979 5 new pence coin in circulated fine condition is typically valued between $334,000. While this may not seem high, the true collectible worth comes into play when coins are in extremely fine or uncirculated states, where they can fetch anywhere from $114,000 and sometimes more if graded professionally. Auction houses and online marketplaces occasionally see small lots of these coins sell for higher prices, particularly when bundled with other early decimal issues. Still, in average circulated condition, the coin is valued more for its history and charm than for its monetary return. If you're looking to collect the 1979 5 new pence, here are a few tips. First, always pay attention to condition. Coins with minimal wear, sharp details, and a natural shine will hold more value. Second, consider storage. Keeping coins in protective sleeves or albums helps preserve their state. Third, explore graded examples if you're serious about investing, as professional grading provides assurance of quality and authenticity. Finally, don't overlook bulk purchases. Sometimes collectors sell mixed lots of decimal coins, and you may find a well-preserved 1979 5 new pence hiding among them at a bargain price. To sum it up, the United Kingdom's 1979 5 new pence may not be the rarest or most expensive coin in circulation, but it embodies an important chapter in British numismatic history. With its striking design, connection to decimalisation, and appeal among collectors of modern British currency, it remains a charming addition to any coin collection. In circulated fine condition, its auction market value is modest, but its historical worth is priceless for enthusiasts. Whether you collect casually or seriously, this coin reminds us that sometimes the most ordinary-looking pieces of change carry extraordinary stories. Next up, the United Kingdom 5 new pence coin from 1975, specifically in very fine condition. While many people overlook decimal coins, The 1975 5 new pence has a fascinating background and still holds a place in the hearts of collectors. In this video, we'll uncover its history, examine its design features, discuss its rarity, and explore its market value in US dollars. By the end, you'll know exactly why this coin, though common in circulation decades ago, still matters today. The 5 new pence coin was first introduced in 1968 as part of Britain's decimalisation process, which officially began in 1971. It was designed to replace the older shilling, but it carried the same value 12 old pence in the pre-decimal system. By 1975, the 5 new pence was firmly established in everyday life across the United Kingdom. The year 1975 itself is interesting, as no large-scale coinage reforms took place then, but it was still part of the early decimal era, a period when people were adjusting to the new currency system. Millions of these coins were minted, but with each passing year, many were lost, melted, or damaged, leaving only select pieces in collectible condition today. The 1975 5 new pence was made of cupronickel, a durable alloy of copper and nickel, giving it its silver-like appearance. It weighed 5.65 grams and had a diameter of 23.59 millimeters, making it identical in size to the earlier shilling it replaced. On the obverse, we find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This particular portrait was used from 1968 to 1984 and is often remembered for its elegance and youthful depiction of the Queen. Wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara on the reverse, we see the crown thistle, the national emblem of Scotland, flanked by 2 leaves, symbolizing strength and heritage. This design was created by Christopher Ironside, who played a pivotal role in shaping many of the decimal coin designs. The inscription New Pence appears above, with the denomination 5 below. When discussing rarity, the 1975 5 new pence is not considered scarce in terms of mintage numbers, as millions were produced. However, the true measure of desirability lies in condition. Coins that are heavily circulated, scratched, or corroded are typically only valued at face value. Still, even damaged coins are collected by beginners who simply want to complete a set from each year. What makes this coin particularly interesting is that higher-grade examples in very fine or extremely fine condition are getting harder to find, as many of these coins were withdrawn and melted down after the coinage redesign in the 1990s, when the smaller 5 pence was introduced. This reduction in surviving numbers has made coins like the 1975 issue somewhat more appealing to collectors today. Now, let's talk about what everyone wants to know: the market value. In very fine condition, the 1975 5 new pence usually sells for about $421,000, depending on the buyer's interest. In higher grades, such as uncirculated or brilliant uncirculated condition, these coins can fetch $314,000, sometimes more if sold at reputable auctions or to a dedicated collector. On the other hand, if your coin is in poor or damaged condition, it typically holds little more than its face value. But occasionally, collectors may still pay around $213,000 for it, especially if they are trying to complete a year set and are not too concerned about the grade. If you are planning to collect the 1975 5 new pence or other decimal era coins, here are some. Always look for coins in very fine or higher condition to ensure they hold collector interest and market value. Keep coins in protective holders to avoid further wear or environmental damage. While not common, minting errors such as misstrikes or off-center designs can make these coins more valuable. Many collectors enjoy creating year-by-year sets of the 5 new pence coins, which increases demand for each date, including 1975. Auction prices can fluctuate, so always check recent sales to get a realistic sense of value. To wrap up, the 1975 United Kingdom 5 new pence in very fine condition may not be an ultra-rare treasure, but it carries significant historical and nostalgic value from the early years of Britain's decimalisation. While its market price in US dollars may range from just under $1 to a few dollars in higher grades, it remains a coin that collectors treasure for its beauty, heritage, and role in modern coinage history. Next up, 10 pence coin from the year 2000 in excellent condition. While many people might overlook this coin, thinking it's just modern pocket change, serious numismatists know that even modern UK coins can hold collector value depending on their condition, mintage, and demand. So, stay tuned as we uncover the history, unique features, rarity, and most importantly, the auction market value of this fascinating 10 pence coin in dollars. The 10 pence coin was first introduced in 1968, ahead of the United Kingdom's full decimalisation of currency in 1971. It replaced the old 2-shilling piece and was equal in value, ensuring a smoother transition from the pre-decimal to the decimal system. By the year 2000, the coin had already undergone significant changes. The original larger-sized 10 pence, introduced in the late 1960s, was reduced in size in 1992 to make it more practical for everyday use. The 2000 issue belongs to this smaller series, with a diameter of 24.5 mm and weighing 6.5 grams. It was struck in cupronickel, giving it a durable silver-like appearance that helped it survive well in circulation. The obverse of the 2010 pence features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, which had been introduced in 1998. This portrait is noted for its more realistic style compared to earlier versions, showing the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. The reverse of the coin depicts a crowned lion passant guardant, a long-standing heraldic symbol of England, designed by Christopher Ironside. The combination of these elements not only highlights British tradition and monarchy, but also makes this coin a recognisable piece of the UK's modern numismatic history. When it comes to rarity, the 2010 pence coin is not considered a scarce issue in the broader sense, as millions were minted for circulation. However, the story changes when condition is considered. Circulated and damaged examples are extremely common and usually carry only face value. Coins with scratches, discoloration, or heavy wear are generally not in demand, as collectors prefer sharp details and clean surfaces. That being said, some collectors do accumulate damaged or well-worn examples for educational purposes, bulk sets, or as placeholders until they find higher-grade coins. But the real interest lies in coins preserved in excellent condition, especially uncirculated or near-perfect examples. So, what is the 2010 pence coin worth today in the auction market? In heavily circulated or damaged condition, this coin typically sells for around face value, which is about $531,000 in US dollars. However, in excellent condition, particularly coins that show minimal wear, retain their original luster, or even qualify as uncirculated, the value can climb significantly. On average, such coins can sell for $324,000 interested collectors. Exceptionally well-preserved specimens, especially those graded by professional service and given a high rating, can reach higher figures, sometimes in the $121,000 range depending on demand at the time. While this may not seem like a fortune, it is still many times more than its face value and reflects the numismatic appreciation for quality coins. If you are looking to add the 2010 pence to your collection, here are some helpful tips. First, always pay attention to condition. Even minor scratches can lower a coin's value, so choose coins with clear, sharp details and a bright surface. Second, consider protective storage. Using coin flips, capsules, or albums can help prevent tarnish and damage. Third, watch the auction market closely. While prices may seem modest, they can rise during periods of increased collector interest in modern British decimal coins. Finally, if you're serious about long-term collecting, think about submitting your best coins for grading by professional service, as certified coins often bring higher bids at auction. The United Kingdom 10 pence coin from the year 2000 might not be the rarest coin you'll ever come across, but in excellent condition, it becomes a valued piece for collectors of modern British currency. Its historical context, detailed design, and modest yet noteworthy auction value in dollars make it a coin worth holding on to. Whether you're just starting your collection or looking to complete a decimal series, the 2010 pence is a wonderful addition that tells the story of Britain's ongoing numismatic heritage. Next up, the United Kingdom 10 pence coin from 1992. While at first glance it might not seem particularly special, especially if found in bad condition, this coin actually carries both historical and collector interest. We'll explore its background, unique features, how condition impacts rarity and demand, its current market value in dollars, and some tips for collectors who may want to add it to their collection. The 10 pence coin was originally introduced in 1968, just prior to the decimalisation of British currency in 1971. It replaced the florin and was struck in cupronickel alloy. In 1992, however, a major change occurred. The Royal Mint decided to reduce the size of the 10 pence coin, making it smaller and lighter for everyday use. The earlier version, minted from 1968 to 1992, was larger and heavier, but starting in 1992, the new, smaller coin entered circulation. That means the 1992 issue is significant because it represents the very first year of this smaller design, marking an important transition in modern British currency history. The 1992 10 pence coin retained the standard reverse design by Christopher Ironside, which features a crowned lion passant guardant, a heraldic symbol of England. On the obverse, the coin bears the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Makhlouf, which was used from 1985 until 1997. The key distinguishing factor for the 1992 issue is its size and weight compared to earlier coins 24.5 mm in diameter and 6.5 grams in weight, noticeably smaller than the original larger 10 pence. This makes it easy to identify and gives it a distinct place in collections that showcase the evolution of British decimal coinage. When we speak about rarity, it's important to note that the 1992 10 pence was minted in very high numbers, with millions produced for circulation. This means that in general, it is not considered a rare coin. However, what makes it stand out is its position as the first year of the reduced size 10 pence. Collectors often seek out first-year issues, even in modern coinage, as they mark a change in design or format. In damaged or heavily circulated condition, these coins are unfortunately much less desirable to serious collectors, since numismatics places a strong emphasis on quality and preservation. Bad condition examples typically attract only minimal demand, with most interest coming from beginner collectors, educational sets, or those who are specifically assembling a year-by-year collection. In terms of market value, a 1992 10 pence in bad or damaged condition is usually only worth its face value in the UK 10p, which translates to just a few cents in US dollars. On online marketplaces and small auctions, such pieces may sell for around $614,000, depending on the degree of wear and the buyer's interest. However, if you find one in better grades such as very fine, extremely fine, or uncirculated, the price can rise significantly, sometimes reaching $321,000, and in pristine mint state condition, it can occasionally be listed higher. For heavily damaged examples, however, the value remains quite low. For collectors who are interested in the 1992 10 pence, the key tip is to focus on condition. While damaged coins are common and inexpensive, higher-grade examples hold much more long-term value. If you happen to find one in circulation today, examine it carefully for wear, scratches, or tarnishing. If you are building a collection that documents the changes in British coinage, be sure to pair the 1992 smaller version with one of the pre-1992 larger coins to highlight the contrast. Another useful tip is to keep an eye on proof sets or uncirculated mint packs from 1992, as these provide the coin in top quality and often carry greater collector interest. Finally, always store your coins properly in protective holders to prevent further damage, especially if you are starting with a coin already in bad condition. The United Kingdom 10 pence from 1992 may not be one of the most valuable or rare coins on the market, but it remains an important piece of British coinage history. As the first year of the reduced size 10 pence, it has a unique historical context that gives it collector appeal. In bad condition, its value is minimal, often no more than a few cents in US dollars, but in higher grades it can fetch a bit more at auction. For collectors, it serves as a reminder that even modern coins can carry stories of change, transition, and national heritage. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced numismatist, the 1992 10 pence is a coin worth recognizing in your collection. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more episodes on rare coin.